What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. So, happy holidays. It is December 25 right now. And if you're watching this, yeah, it's still December 2023. And I want to make some predictions. Now, again, these are predictions, expectations. This is not facts. This is not like rumors. This is just predictions based on all the videos that I've done in 2023. Now I want to foretell the future. We're going to look at the past, look at 2023, and see what's going to happen in 2024, right? And I don't want to talk about politics, but I do see that 2024 is going to be even crazier because we have a presidential election coming up. Every year that there's a presidential election, do not be surprised if we have another coup, meaning if we have another lockdown, if we have another quote unquote, you know, so-called deadly virus that's going to like eradicate humanity, right? Is going to be a crazy year. So you can expect that. But here we're going to talk about anime, manga, and movies. So let's start with Hollywood. So we saw Sony buying Crunchyroll, we saw Sony buying Funimation, we saw Disney buying out Fox, we saw Disney buying out. There's just been a lot of acquisitions. Amazon bought Lions. Was it Lionsgate? No. Amazon bought. What's the name of that company? MGM. Yeah, MGM. And then there's just been a lot of acquisitions, right? So, companies don't own. We're going to have there's going to be like one company that owns like 100 other companies, right? So then it's like these individual companies are going to have less and less creative freedom because, the people at the top is going to tell them what to do. So we have another case. Now I'm here at The Verge. It says a merging of Warner Bros. Discovery and Paramount would be very bad. Yep, I agree. I agree. So Warner Bros. Is trying to buy Discovery and Paramount. It says history has proven again that when studios are consolidate, it's the audiences that suffer. It's the audiences that suffer, but I always look at the bright side of things, because when a company creates really bad products, the way that I see it is that I get to save money. And they, I don't know what the heck, they're just gonna go downhill. When Disney decided to go PC, we all save money because a lot of people just weren't going to the movies. A lot of people were not buying Disney products. A lot of people were not going to Disney World. So rejoice. When companies make stupid decisions, it means you get to save money. That's how I see it. So it says emerging, so Warner Bros. Trying to buy a Discovery and Paramount. And the reason why they want to do this is because I think it's for the same reason that Disney's doing it, because they just want to have more of the content. They want to own more of the content for streaming, because the future is streaming, despite of the fact that streaming is not always the most reliable business, right? So, and then, I don't know what else to say about this, Warner Bros., Discovery, Paramount. I just think it's, there's going to be more downfalls than there are, upsides. When Sony bought Crunchyroll and Funimation, there weren't a lot of people that were happy about that. Just having more of a monopoly on anime. So Warner Bros. Is just going to have a monopoly on Discovery and Paramount, and, they're going to be telling them what to do. Oh, what's that? And by the way, I'm actually kind of afraid of this because Paramount, the Avatar: The Last Airbender studios, right? They're with Paramount. So Warner Bros. Is probably just gonna tell them like, hey, can you guys do this and this and this to your show? And then it's, the Avatar franchise is gonna go downhill. Another thing that we're gonna see is the situation in Hollywood's not gonna it's not gonna get even better. So Hollywood jobs down 20% this year, 2023, and not just because of the strikes. So there's gonna be more layoffs. There's gonna be more layoffs with animation, more layoffs in Hollywood. It's gonna be just more layoffs, right? And I don't think that companies will not hire until They're not gonna start hiring until like 2025. I would say towards the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. That's when they're gonna feel more comfortable hiring people. Yeah. So because after the the economic collapse because of why it's just gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time to recover, and it's kind of getting better. Well, it's not getting better because of a lot of layoffs, but Hollywood is not going to get better. We're just going to get more, political correct stuff, more layoffs, more. Same thing with the tech industry. And I also foresee a lot of actors just speaking out, just speaking up against, the dictatorship in Hollywood, just speaking up against, certain things in Hollywood. Um, you have actors like Jenna Ortega that they're more outspoken, and they just don't agree with what a lot of these studios are doing. So yeah, so expect more. Just expect Hollywood to get even worse, right? And this is gonna give opportunities to more independent creators, like the Daily Wire, for example. The Daily Wire making their own movies. You know, the box office. I don't think it's gonna get any better. I think we're gonna see more foreign movies, such as like the Korean stuff, the Korean movies, Japanese stuff, the South American shows, right? We're gonna see more of that become popular as American entertainment declines. I mean, you've seen the awards, like a lot of Asians won awards, a lot of Koreans won awards because some of the best shows on Netflix are all from Asia. They're all from like Korea. They're Korean or they're made by Asian people, you know. And then what else? What else? Okay, anime live action adaptations. So people are gonna start praising Netflix because after Netflix created a successful live action adaptation, something that people didn't think was possible, with the One Piece live action, and then the Yu Yu Hakusho. And again, I did a review on the Yu Yu Hakusho, and I gotta say, it's not the best live action adaptation, but it is very satisfactory. I mean, I was pretty happy with it. And I think Netflix is just gonna create more of these, more of these satisfying or really good live action adaptations. I think thus far the only people that we can trust with live actions is Netflix. We can trust Netflix with live action adaptations, but maybe not many other companies. Right? So Netflix is going to be praised highly, and they're most likely going to be announcing more live actions, right? Most likely they're going to take like I imagine that Netflix they're going to take simple live action adaptations such as My Dress Up Darling. I would like to see them create more of these like romantic shows, like My Dress Up Darling, and I don't know, Rent a Girlfriend, things like that. I would like to see more of that happening. More of these romance comedy live action adaptations. I will sit down and watch those. Those are amazing, honestly. So here are some of the lists. We got Alice in Borderland season 2, Bleach. Says no, excuse me, hold on a sec. No, my apologies, guys. It's not that. So we got the Yu Yu Hakusho live action. We got the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action. It's not an anime, but many of us consider it an anime. Death Note. Death Note. Yes, Netflix is going to make another live action adaptation of Death Note. Most likely it's going to be coming out next year because they've been talking about it since like 2021, I think. So yeah. There's a Pokemon Untitled live action series. I imagine, I don't know, maybe this is going to be part of like the Detective Pikachu universe, or I mean, it's the Pokemon universe in general. But I don't know if it's going to be part of the Detective Pikachu movie, but I mean, I'm down to watch it. I mean, I like Pokemon. I don't really play the games, but I like the Pokemon movies, man. So yeah, Netflix is going to be praised for live action adaptations, and Netflix is just going to keep winning in the streaming wars because they're the first, and they started this whole game. And then we're gonna have more people, making plans against Disney. There's gonna be more companies that are gonna. For example, let me give you an example. The Daily Wire. The Daily Wire. They've been making movies to compete against Disney. I mean, obviously they're not gonna. They don't have the same budget that Disney has, but they can take some of Disney's audience, right? It says here's Microsoft plan to take on Disney. It said Xbox boss Phil Spencer has some extraordinary ambitious plans. It says less than a month before. Wait, hold on a second. Where is it? So Phil Spencer already thinking about ways to swallow even more of the competition. Acquisition. Okay, so it's set to complete its landmark acquisition of video game publisher Activision Blizzard. Get free. Yeah, so they're making plans to compete with Disney, and say while Nintendo is by far legacy player in the video games space along Sony, Microsoft it makes much less. It says Microsoft versus FTC documents containing a format of email also shows that Microsoft in 2024 was planning to release new Xbox model that does not have a disk drive. That would mark the first digital video game console. So Nintendo will deal with the IP. Oh, this is actually pretty interesting. It says, well, buying Nintendo would extend Microsoft reach in the consumer gaming world. Yeah, but this has to do with video games. It says, currently Walt Disney has a clear lead in IP space and massive advantage of a streaming network. Theme parks, the company can launch new shows, movies, based on well-known cases characters. Says if Microsoft added Nintendo, which currently has a market capitalization upward of 50 billion, it would immediately be in discussion. It says currently, oh, okay, so they're trying to make plans. They're trying to make plans with Nintendo. So Microsoft is trying to make plans with Nintendo to add things to their theme park. Since Nintendo's making like a Nintendo World, they want to add things to their theme park. So they're making like an IP type of like just getting some permission with IPs. So most likely Microsoft, because I don't think Microsoft's gonna get into the theme park business, but they do want some of their intellectual properties to be promoted by Nintendo. Okay, and then it says ScreenRant.com says Nintendo's movie franchise plans mean Disney and Pixar's animated Ryan will end. Yeah, so for those of you that did not know, Nintendo is planning on making some movies with their princesses, like Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, and I think a couple of other princesses. And that is all to compete with the Disney princesses, right? And this goes along with their plans of Nintendo World, the theme park. So the theme park is going to have their own princesses. People are going to go. And you know what? This is the way to go, because while gaming is becoming so huge, gaming is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. As a matter of fact, it is bigger. Gaming is becoming bigger than, I would say, the movie industry. Because gaming is what? It's going to be $300 billion per year that video games generate around the world, right? And I think Hollywood only makes like 50 billion or something like that. But Hollywood has lost so much money. They've lost so much money. It doesn't even matter anymore, right? So yeah, so it says Nintendo has plans to expand its intellectual properties that could help dethrone Disney and Pixar when it comes to animation. So Nintendo expansion into movies and its partnership with Illumination could pose a serious threat to Disney and Pixar's reign over animated films. Yeah, because Illumination has been working with Nintendo, right? And Disney's going down the drain because there's so, Disney has shot themselves in the foot so bad that other players are coming into the market and they're like, oh, we're gonna take your customers while you're down, Disney. And that's exactly what's happening. People are leaving Disney for Nintendo. People are leaving Disney for the Daily Wire. People are leaving Disney for anime and manga. So with beloved characters like Mario, Link, and Kirby, Nintendo has the potential to create billion-dollar franchises and become the new animation powerhouse. Disney and Pixar's recent box office struggles, coupled with Nintendo's massive fan base, make it increasingly likely that Illumination will surpass them in the future. Yep, Nintendo's movie franchise are great news for Illumination's future. Yeah, because they already announced there's a Link movie. I think there's I wouldn't be surprised if they make a Link movie, Star Fox movie, Kid Icarus, Kirby movie, and Kirby already has animation works before. Mario movie, you name it. So Nintendo could help Illumination dethrone Disney. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I mean, it's already happening. I mean, look at all the Disney box office failures, and then freaking Super Mario movie comes around, makes $1 billion, over $1 billion actually. And then if we go over, hold on, come on, what's going on? Sorry about that, guys. And if you go over here, it says Shigeru Miyamoto said wants Nintendo to be as big as Disney, but concerned parents are making it difficult. I mean, well, what you have to understand is that Nintendo has always been like a family-friendly company. It says Mario's Virtual World is still a no go for some children. Um, I'm gonna have to do more research on that. I don't know exactly what's going on with Nintendo World. Then it says, oh yeah, we gotta talk about digital. We gotta talk about digital. I actually made a video about Gen Z, right? Gen Z, they want digital. They want video streaming. They want subscription services. They want all that stuff. And the reason why they want that stuff is because that's how they grew up. They grew up with all these digital services, and they're used to it. They're used to not having the physical stuff. They're used to just consuming on their tablet with internet connection, and they're absolutely okay with it. This is Gen Z. So we're going into a digital future. So a lot of you guys that want to preserve physical media, I mean, take a look at PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5, let's say you got Final Fantasy 16, for example. It's a game that has, 80 gigabytes. Do you really think that the entire game is in the disc? The disc is really more like a license. That's what it is. It's more like a license for you to play the game. That's what it is. 'Cause I don't know if you guys remember back in the 2000s, software would bring a key. You would buy a software disk, while you install the software with the disk, and then you will enter a key code. And that key code was very, very, very specific to the buyer. And nobody else had that key code, so in a way you own that software because only you had that key code to unlock the software. But we don't use key codes anymore. Now it's everything subscription. The key code is your credit card. Just says yes, a digital only gaming future is coming and we can't stop it. I mean, think about it. Look who makes the video games. All these companies. I don't think we can stop it, guys. I think we're gonna have to adapt, and I think if you really want, physical media, you gotta save the physical stuff you already have. Me personally, I'm very detached from a lot of these things. So it says yesterday an ominous bit of retail news began making a round on X that was, shall we say, ruffling some gaming feathers. And why not? Because apparently one of the long-time go-to stores for gamers will allegedly be drastically altering its ongoing approach disc-based sales, at least in terms of physical movies, TV shows, and specifically, I argue that games are Hollywood adjacent. So let the pearl clugging commence. Said Best Buy plans to exit the physical media business for good next year. Yeah, so Best Buy, they're basically gonna stop selling DVDs. No Blu-rays, no DVDs, no nothing. It says this includes just their store Blu-ray, DVD, 4K Ultra sales, which the retail has been gradually facing. I mean, let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw somebody buy a DVD? Because back in the 2000s, I would walk into FYE and those DVDs and CDs, they will fly off the shelves. Now, you walk into a Best Buy, you walk into, you will go to the mall, any store. Like, when was the last time you personally have bought a DVD? And yeah, like in your circle, I mean, because a lot of anime fans, you buy physical media, but the average person will not. The average person, they'll say, oh, why am I gonna buy the physical media, the DVD, when I could just go home and watch it on Netflix and save a lot of money? People have been conditioned to consume on a monthly basis. Just pay one fee and just consume as much as you can. We have been conditioned for that. All right, so and that's gonna be pretty much it. So we talked about companies merging, Hollywood, anime live action adaptations, Nintendo, more announcements from Nintendo to take over to overthrow Disney, and yeah, so yeah, these are my predictions for 2024. If I miss anything, comment below. As a matter of fact, tell me what you think. What do you think is going to happen next year, 2024? What other crazy? It's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a very politically tense year. So be on the lookout, guys. You know, I recommend people to stock up, buy extra packs of water, buy extra groceries. You know, lock your doors. Do I sound like a prepper? I'm kind of like a prepper. Lock your doors. Do whatever you got to do, guys. But yeah, so it's gonna be a crazy year. Comment below. Tell me what you think. What are your predictions? What do you think is gonna happen? And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed, baby.